Let's just get this one over with. So after 15 years of non-stop amazing work in the Pixar world, we move on to Cars 2. Now, to give you guys the backstory, John Lasseter did direct this movie, but he was on the verge of moving on to Disney because Disney was in desperate need that they needed some great movies. And John Lasseter became like an executive producer for some of the movies we know and love today from the 2010s. But he was stepping away from Pixar, and basically, Pixar was kind of irrelevant for a while. And I always said that after Toy Story 3, they should have taken a 5 year hiatus, kind of get some ideas going, and then they should have moved on to Inside Out. No, they had to continue, and then they gave us this garbage. Now, there was some potential because, okay, Pixar is really good at giving you animated movies that are for adults and kids. But this one felt like it was just strictly for kids, and it so much shocked me to find out that John Lasseter directed this. It was just like, huh? Where's the Pixar magic, you know? Like, it just felt like this was just not even trying to be a Pixar movie. For starters, Lightning McQueen isn't even your main character of the story. Instead, it's Mater. Freaking Mater, Larry the Cable Guy. And pretty much there's like this world race. It's essentially like a World Cup, but like for race cars. And Lightning McQueen's part of it, and Mater's just kind of like moving on, doing his own thing. In the process, there's these villains that are passing out. They're replacing gasoline with some other liquid and basically rigging the races. And Mater just so happens to be a part of it. It kind of reminded me of Dumb and Dumber when there's all this drama with the money in the briefcase, and Harry and Lloyd have no idea what's going on. But here's the difference. Dumb and Dumber was written by smart people. This was the movie we assumed Dumb and Dumber was going to be written as. And yeah, this movie is stupid. It's pathetic. It tries to be a spy movie, and it's trying to be a parody of spy movies. And here's the thing. The word parody in animation, only DreamWorks was really good at parodying other stuff. Here, it just felt very much like a kid's movie. It wasn't a completely awful movie because it does have some jokes that were funny, like the wasabi with Mater or the toilet scene. Those were funny. They were kiddie-like jokes, like kid-like jokes, but it was still got you some humor. But honestly, this movie really hurt Pixar, and I don't like it. I don't like talking about it. These characters are so forgettable in this movie. I can't even tell you most of what happens because I just don't care. All I know is that this movie truly hurt Pixar for a long time. Mater became like the number one most hated character in Pixar history. This guy got more hate than Jar Jar Binks, and that is saying a lot. But yeah, I just I was very disappointed that this was the step where Pixar was going, and it didn't get better for a couple of years. Luckily, they picked things up back again real quick, but this was like the big, like, oh no, is Pixar gonna be an awful franchise now? And it also threw us off because I'm like, why is Cars getting a sequel? We eventually get The Incredibles 2. We could have gotten Monsters Inc. 2, but instead we get a prequel. And it was just like, why Cars? Like, even the first Cars, I enjoyed it, but I know a lot of people didn't like it. But it still felt like a Pixar movie with a strong message. Here, it's just strictly all the messages were down the drain and they're just doing their own thing. This was just not good. since it does have some audience, I don't completely hate it. And believe it or not, this is not my least favorite Pixar movie of all time. We will get to that when we get to it. And I won't even spoil or give you hints as to what it is because I want you all to be surprised when I get to that particular movie. But anyways, I will give this movie a D. It's pretty disappointing that this is where Pixar went with, and it really disappointed me to find out that John Lasseter directed this. But anyways, let's just rip the band-aid off. I don't want to talk about Cars 2 no more. Let's move on to Brave. I'll see you next week. It's slightly better, but I got some not so nice things to say about that too. Bye.